I'll be honest with you. It's time to stop letting your emotions bully you around. In this podcast, I'm talking to you guys about how to master your emotions, and I'm gonna give you guys a step-by-step guide, and it will actually be the same guide that I give my clients in therapy. So if you've never been to therapy, or let's say you're getting tired of your old therapist, consider this your therapy session for the next few minutes. Now, my goal is simple. It's to give you guys a roadmap to help you to do something that you may think is impossible, and it's to being able to master your emotions. Now, this is something that is simple, and honestly, it can be easy if you follow this map. Now, what I love to tell my clients and even my listeners, so literally you watching this right now or listening, I want you guys to comment below if you have any questions about any of the tips that I give in this podcast. And the reason why is because it's better for me to give you personalized advice that you can take and use to your actual situations. That's what I love about my community. That's what I love about my subscribers. If you're a part of the club, great. If not, come on in. It'll be fine. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into the first point. So one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time is Tom Brady. Now, whether you like it or not, he's a GOAT, right? And I say that as a New York Jets fan, so you know I'm not being biased. So with Tom Brady, there's a few things that he do that's really, really great before he snaps the ball. What he would do, he would always set up and notice where all the people are standing on the field. So if he noticed that there are a lot of people in the box, he knows that, hey, it's a good chance that, maybe I should pass it. Or if he notices that the running backs, when they go into motion, the linebacker is following them, he knows that they're in man. And I'm not going to get too much into football jargon, but basically what I'm trying to say is that he's able to notice these defenders. Now, the second thing that he's able to do really well is that he's able to name what defense he's in, right? What they're in. So whether they're in man, cover 2, cover 3, or they're blitzing, he's able to name it. Once he's able to do that, he's then able to neutralize whatever their defense is going to do. So if the defense said, we're going to blitz 10 straight plays, Tom Brady's going to slice them up any chance he gets, right? That's because he knows what they're doing. And this is what I want to say with the first point, right? The first point in being able to master your emotions is that you have to be able to name them. And specifically, I want you guys to write this down. I want you guys to remember this. You cannot tame what you cannot name. You cannot tame what you cannot name. This is all about awareness. When you guys know what's happening, when you're able to spot your mind doing that little thing that it does, you're able to say like, oh, that's the scam. That's the trick. I'm being hoodwinked or bamboozled. And now I know not to fall for it, because there's a good chance that your mind has the same trick that it runs every single time when you're about to do something amazing. Now, the thing is do you notice it as it's happening or even before it happens? Or are you only able to notice it once it happens? If that's the case, then you're being robbed, you're being hoodwinked every single time. And the best way to break free of that is actually just being able to notice it. Your awareness is the biggest key, it's the biggest tool, biggest weapon that you have. I want you guys to think about it like this. It's kind of like, in these old movies or cartoons or whatever, where there's like a robber or someone that's hiding in the dark. And then there's this flashlight that's shown on them. And right then they're caught, right? They're caught red-handed specifically. It's the same thing with these thoughts. It's the same thing with your emotions. I just need you guys to be aware of it. So let's try to shine a light on it. So I want you guys at this moment, take a moment to name all the little tricks that your mind tries to play at you. Now, if you need help with this, I want you guys to Google unhelpful thinking styles. When you Google this, you'll see a list of unhelpful thinking styles. And from there, you can see how your mind tries to play these tricks on you. Because when this mind of yours plays these tricks, it starts to elicit these emotions that are not helping you to become the person that you want to be. All right, point number 2, and this is one I can personally relate to. So when I first started out as a therapist, I would literally see anyone that was willing to pay me. And that's how it's like for most entrepreneurs when they start out, right? You have money, pay you, maybe my service is okay, maybe it's actually good. But nonetheless, I'm being very open with who I'm seeing. As I got better with therapy, I started to be a little bit more picky with who I wanted to see. And what I got it down to was I only see entrepreneurs and working professionals who's struggling with confidence, struggling with anxiety, they're struggling with depression. All these things are getting in the way of their performance when it comes to their businesses, their careers, and their personal lives. So in other words, they know that there's another level that they can take things, but yet there's something inside of them that's getting in the way. My job is to help them to perform at their peaks by helping them with this specific skill. So what I do is I actually tell people who are not for me that, hey, this is my boundary. These are the people that I'm willing to see. And it's not something that I do in a mean way or whatever the case it is. And actually, I try to help them to find other therapists that will see them. This is just my boundary. And I say all this because I want you guys to start to upgrade. And this is point number 2. I want you guys to upgrade the requirements for your decision making. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people do. They make decisions based on emotions. So if their emotions are feeling uncomfortable, they'll say no, or maybe they say yes to something that they don't want to do. Nonetheless, it gets in the way of what they really want out of life. Now, if you're not using your emotions to base your decisions off of, what should you use? Well, it's going to be your values. For me, I value entrepreneurs, working professionals that struggle with the things that I just mentioned. Now, if I wanted to make decisions based on my emotions, I will make decisions based out of things like scarcity, right? So I need to make money, so I'm gonna see anybody. But what that does is it puts me in a bad place because I'm not enjoying the people that I'm working with. And if I'm not enjoying the people that I'm working with, the service is gonna be piss poor. And as a result, they're not gonna get the results that they need. So everybody loses in that situation. But when I say this is my boundary and I refer them to people who are amazing with what they're going through or amazing with their population, it's a win-win. And what I want you guys to do is ask yourself, how often am I making decisions based on my emotions? If emotions weren't part of your decision-making process, what would be? Would it be values? Would it be your family members, right? What would be in that decision-making process? That's what I want you guys to do. And that's how you start to master your emotions. You actually take them out of the equation and you start to implement yourself and your values. And then point number 3, the third way, right? The best way to actually help you guys to master your emotions comes from this thing called rage baiting. So enraged reaction. And when they do this, they think it's funny. They'll record you, right? And it becomes this big laugh. And what I want you guys to ask yourself is, how often am I getting rage baited with my emotions? Because here's the thing, your emotions are actually not something that you need to fight, but rather it's something for you to feel. And that's gonna be the third point. Instead of fighting your emotions, I need you guys to feel them. When you start to feel your emotions, you take away the struggle and the fight that your emotions were trying to pull you into. When it comes to these rage baiters, if you ever seen this on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, right? You'll see that they get a ride out of your reaction. But what happens if you don't give them what they want? What if you don't overreact, get enraged, and let's say instead you actually said, okay, right? Or you said, hey, I understand you. Or you said, that's fine. They would then look at you crazy like, aren't you upset? Aren't you mad? Aren't you gonna do something crazy? And the answer is no. When you do that, you start to have power and domain over the emotions, right? And it's the same thing with these TikTokers, YouTubers that are trying to rage bait you. When you do that, you now have the power. The power is now in your hands. So I want you guys to ask yourself, like, is this really a problem when this emotion comes up? Because it's not whether or not anxiety, depression, shame, or whatever starts to come up for you, but it's all about how you respond to them. Because right now, everybody believes that the key to success is to be 100% confident, and that is absolutely wrong. You don't need to be 100% positive, confident, or sure of yourself. You just need to be moving in the direction that's meant to make your life work. And you can do that with shame, with depression, with anxiety, anything that feels uncomfortable. And this is the new wave that we're seeing in this therapy. It's not about this whole positive affirmations or trying to manifest things or whatever the case it may be, whatever you're being taught. It's all about doing the work while you're feeling afraid. It's all about doing the work while you're not comfortable. That shows your emotion that they actually don't have as much say as they thought they did. So real quick, I'm gonna go over these 3 main points. And again, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment, because again, in the comments is where I really go deep with these tactics and I start to build a one-on-one relationship with you guys. And it's absolutely free. That's like the best value proposition that I can give you guys. You can't tame what you cannot name. You guys have to have awareness about what's happening, what's coming up. And a great way to do that is to type in unhelpful thinking styles. That'll show you guys all the ways your mind tries to play tricks on you. And then you can ask yourself what emotions show up once you start to fall down one of these tricks or paths or however you want to say it. Point number 2, you guys have to upgrade what's required when it comes to your decision making. Every decision doesn't have to be based on your emotions. And I would say many of them shouldn't be. The way you make your decisions is based on your values. This is the key when it comes to going down the right path. Your emotions, they come and go. The values that you have, those things will stay. They will put you in the right direction every single time. And I want you guys to use that instead of your thoughts, your emotions, or anything like that. And then third, you guys need to feel your emotions instead of fighting them. Rage baiters and things like that. Even in politics, you will see people say the most outlandish things in order just to get a reaction out of you. When you guys tell yourself that this isn't required, this isn't a fight, this isn't a struggle, right? And that it's okay, you take the power out of their hands and you give it back to yourself. So again, instead of fighting your emotions, feel them. So this is Coach Wells. This is a simple way to actually master your emotions. And notice we didn't say anything about medication or anything like that. Like, guys, you have the skills. You just have to implement them. All right, guys, I'll see you later.